Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. Daytime highs approaching 78 today under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, 57. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow, 79. Temperatures well below average Sunday and Monday with highs from the mid-70s to the upper 70s. Storms possible both days. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, 57.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. The Kansas Bureau of Investigations, in partnership with the Kansas Attorney General's Office, says that they are working their way into cracking down on THC-infused drinks that are being sold at liquor stores across the state of Kansas. KSNT News reports that representatives from the beverage wholesale industry have recently met this week with the Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach, along with Tony Mativi, the director for the KBI, and the director for the Alcoholic Beverage Control Office, discussing the THC-infused drinks, with many liquor stores saying that there is a, quote, gray area on the drinks. However, according to KBI Director Mativi, he says that's not the case.
These drinks are illegal. And the reason they're illegal is because the amount of THC that's in them. The amount of THC that's in these drinks is well over the 0.3% that's allowed by Kansas law. So whether they're hemp-derived or not, and the packaging that I've seen doesn't have anything on it that indicates that the product is hemp-derived. But that's really irrelevant because the concentration is so high.
Mid-America Network News.
Fox Kansas is Wichita's home for exciting live sports action. Saturday, Major League Baseball takes over an iconic NASCAR track. Baseball Night in America has the Braves versus the Reds in the 2025 Speedway Classic live from Bristol at 5 p.m. And what started with 61 teams is now down to 2 and a $1 million championship game. It's the basketball tournament. Find out who takes home the cash prize Sunday afternoon at 3. Fox Sports, Fox Kansas, Channel 24, Cox Cable Channel 4.
The baddest show on earth, George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Bad to the ball. I drink a load.
Friday, August 22nd, in concert at First Council Casino.
Rocket on over. Who do you love?
George Thorogood. Tickets are available now at 7clans.com and the Players Club. Don't miss George Thorogood and the Destroyers at 7 Clans First Council Casino and Resort, with Highway 77 in Newkirk.
An investigation is still ongoing after the death of 25-year-old Chase Cupp, a public works employee for Scott City, Kansas, after dying in a workplace accident that happened back on July 18th. KWCH News reports that Cupp was found dead by another employee at the city's water tower, but the cause of death is still unknown. Cupp had started working for the city of Scott City while in high school and continued as a full-time employee after graduating. As Everett Green, the mayor of Scott City, Kansas, said he was beloved by the entire community.
Always very dedicated to his work. And he had a great sense of humor. His coworkers really enjoyed working with him. So it's been a particularly tough loss.
In other news, city leaders across the state of Kansas say that while the latest moisture and the drought conditions have improved across the state over the summer, many cities say they are still considering different water conservation programs moving forward, saying they do not wish to be in the same tight situation as we have been with the drought conditions for the past 5 years.
Danes Automotive in Marysville and Waterville has always been your trusted and certified automotive repair shop. But did you know Danes carries tires? With every major brand and size, from pickups, ATVs, trailers, and car tires, Danes has you covered. Don't wait until the old set gives out. Grab a new set along with balancing, alignments, and front-end work for any make and model. Find Danes Automotive in Marysville and Waterville online and give them a call to stay on the road, wherever it takes you.
Nebraska Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. The American Civil Liberties Union of the state of Nebraska has announced that roughly 70 undocumented workers that were detained after the raid that happened back on June 10th in Omaha, Nebraska, have been released on bond throughout this week. According to the Nebraska Examiner, they say the ACLU of Nebraska says that the cases were considered, quote, cruel, with the ongoing investigation from the Glen Valley Foods investigation about how the immigration detentions were being handled nationally and in the state of Nebraska. The ACLU of Nebraska has partnered with the National American Civil Liberties Union with the ongoing battle against the Trump administration, saying that the policy shift at the federal level is based on a, quote, incorrect legal interpretation by the Justice Department that they say rips away non-citizens' rights to a bond hearing, and that is a tactic to drag out detention to the point of unauthorized immigrants who choose to leave the country and, quote, deport themselves. More deportations from the Trump administration continue on a nationwide level. Mid-America Network News.
There's no better place to work, play, and relax than the great outdoors. Spend your day connected with Blue Valley Technologies outdoor Wi-Fi. Join online meetings on the patio, stream your favorite playlist by the grill, or watch a movie under the stars. Enjoy an uninterrupted connection this summer without ever having to step indoors with Blue Valley Technologies outdoor Wi-Fi. To learn more, visit bluevalley.net/outdoor.
Reporting local news, I'm Bruce Dierking. The North 7th Street corridor drew considerable attention, occupying much of this past week's meeting of the Marysville City Council. A request from Home City Grain to add rock and dust control on the route between US 36 and Calhoun to allow grain trucks to move to an offload facility in the UP yards in North Marysville prompted concern. Representatives from the Blue River Rail Trail and historic Union Pacific Depot raised safety and other issues with additional heavy traffic, noting school children crossing the 7th Street corridor, as well as economic and other benefits from bicyclists and others on the trail and at the depot. After much discussion, Mayor Todd Fry termed a compromise as the best of bad options that would allow grain trucks use of 6th Street, which is a designated truck route for the project. As part of the motion, appropriate signage, including stop signs for traffic control and parking regulations, would be established. That motion passed 6-2, with Colleen Behrens and Keith Meichman voting no. A request from the Depot Group to close 7th Street from Carolina to Calhoun was tabled until the next meeting, and after confirming with Home City Grain that 6th Street would work, no action was taken on the dust control offer at this time. The mayor concluded the meeting, revisiting conversations regarding improvements on North 7th, and directed the city administrator to move forward with exploring options as to a request for a proposal that would allow study of drainage issues along the corridor. An injury accident was reported in Washington County July 25th. Norman Bryant of Washington lost control in the 1200 block of Upland Road, colliding with a fence, a post, and a cornfield. The driver was transported to Washington County Hospital. Our public affairs guest this weekend is Wayne Cruzy with the Lee Dam Center for Fine Arts in Marysville. The group is currently raising funds for updating furnishings at the Art Center.
The Art Center is used a lot, not just for the exhibits, but it's rented a lot, whether that's for meetings or receptions or bridal events, whatever, it's used. And in the past couple of years, that usage has increased. So because of that, the floor and the chairs need some attention. So right now we're raising funds to replace the floor in the gallery and to buy new chairs.
A contribution link is on the organization website, marshallcountyarts.org/donate, or may be mailed to Box 509 in Marysville or left at the One Marysville office downtown. Join the conversation Saturday morning at 7:10 on KNDY. Marshall County Democrats will host guest speakers this Sunday evening in the Marysville City Park. Nick Lewandowski, Kansas Farmers Union Executive Director and a board member with the Institute of Ag and Trade Policy, and Representative Brooklyn Mosley, Kansas House member from Lawrence, who sits on the State Ag and Natural Resource House Committee, will be on hand for the 7 p.m. meeting at City Park Sunday. Non-perishable items will be collected for the food pantries at Blue Rapids, Waterville, Marysville, and Frankfort. Marshall County Health Department will offer outreach clinics with adult, adolescent, and children's vaccines, as well as blood pressure measurement. Please bring a current insurance card. Monday at the Bremen Fire Station, 3 to 4 p.m. Tuesday at the Vermilion Community Center, 1 to 2:30, and the Frankfort Nutrition Site from 3 until 6. Then Wednesday at the Waterville Community Center from 1 to 2:45, Blue Rapids Community Center from 3 to 4:45. For more information, contact the Marshall County Health Department. Cast of our morning and midday news blocks available on our website at KNDYradio.com and our social media. Michael K. Mike Barnes, age 65, of Vermilion, passed away July 28th. Massive Christian burial Saturday, August 2nd, 10:30 at St. James Catholic Church in Wetmore. Burial in the Wetmore Cemetery. Rosary Friday evening at 7 at the Lauer Funeral Home in Seneca, in charge of arrangements for Mike Barnes. Larry D. Nugent, age 76, of Blue Rapids, passed away July 4th.
The service is planned Saturday, August 2nd, 11 a.m. at the Blue Rapids Community Center, with Kinsley's in charge of arrangements for Larry Nugent. Fred Cohorst, age 78, of Marysville, passed away July 23rd. Visitation with memory Saturday at 1 at the Marysville American Legion, with private burial at St. Gregory's Catholic Cemetery. Kinsley's in charge of arrangements for Fred Cohorst. Patrice K. Kenderdine, age 86, of Vermilion, passed away July 26th. Funeral service Saturday, 2 p.m. at the Padden Funeral Chapel in Frankfort. Burial in the Vermilion Cemetery. Visitation Friday, 5 until 7 at the Padden Funeral Chapel in Frankfort, in charge of arrangements for Patrice Kenderdine. A celebration of life service for Robert E. Bob Chase, age 71, of Liberty, who passed away 17th, is planned Sunday, August 3rd, 2 until 5 at the home. Harmon Wright Mortuary, Beatrice in charge of arrangements for Bob Chase. Mary Joseph, age 76, of Blue Rapids, passed away Tuesday. Private family service will be held at a later date, with the Christy Anders Funeral Home of Waterville in charge of arrangements for Mary Joseph.
On the Marshall County Senior Citizens Lunch Menu today, ham with a whole wheat roll, scalloped potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and Fiesta fruit pudding. Monday's menu, fish with tater tots, California vegetable blend, and pears. KNDY News time is 7:15.
United Bank & Trust has been fulfilling the banking needs of families and businesses in Northeast Kansas for decades. United Bank & Trust is always advancing, and now they'd like to offer a free mobile deposit feature within the mobile banking app. Endorse, click, and submit your check image for deposit. It's a mobile fast world out there, and so is United Bank & Trust, the bank of your future. Visit our website at ubankonline.com or your local branch for more information. United Bank & Trust, banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for Northeast Kansas and Southeast Nebraska. Sunny and hazy today with our highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Partly cloudy skies overnight tonight with our lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Some sunshine throughout the day on Saturday with our highs in the lower to mid 80s. Then partly cloudy skies throughout Saturday night with our lows in the lower to mid 60s. There will be a slight chance for some rain showers throughout Sunday, mostly cloudy with our highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Then scattered showers continue into Sunday night, mostly cloudy with our lows in the lower to mid 60s. Still a chance for some rain showers into Monday, otherwise mostly sunny with our highs in the upper 70s and mid 80s. Then mostly clear skies throughout Monday night with our lows in the mid to upper 60s. Sunshine on Tuesday with our highs in the mid 80s and lower 90s. Then mostly clear skies throughout Tuesday night with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Sunshine as we head into Wednesday with our highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Then mostly clear skies throughout Wednesday night with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. And more sunshine throughout Thursday with our highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster.
Average high temperature early August, 91. Record high in the state, 110. The average low, 69. The record low, 49. Sunset this evening, 8:41. Sunrise in the morning at 6:26. 58 degrees this hour. That's check of the morning news and weather for this Friday. It's the 1st of August. KNDY News time 7:17. I'm Bruce Dierking reporting.
Always on the lookout for the perfect gift? Get away with a shopping day at Reflections in downtown Marysville. This is Sharon Kramer. As your locally owned Hallmark Gold Crown store, Reflections has a gift for you, your home, or someone else. Hallmark cards and keepsake ornaments, Woodwick and Yankee candles, toys for all ages, home and garden decor, and K-State and KU memorabilia, still offering custom picture framing for that unique gift, large or small. Open Monday through Saturday. Reflections in downtown Marysville is
so much more than your favorite Hallmark store.
With gas prices this high, you could use something free. Stop by CJ Express in Marysville and Frankfort every Friday for a free 32-ounce fountain drink with the purchase of 8 or more gallons of fuel.
I'm Alex Zabario. The NFL preseason kicked off in Canton, Ohio with the annual Hall of Fame game on Thursday. First appearance since the 90s for both the Chargers and Lions as they squared off, two playoff teams from a year ago. Neither team's starting quarterback took the field, but there's a backup role up for grabs for the Chargers. Chargers win the Hall of Fame game going away 34-7. Trey Lance goes 13 for 20 with 120 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Chargers scored on 5 of their 9 drives with Lance at quarterback. Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh on his performance.
I thought he had the same kind of composure and poise, and just in control. I mean, there's a presence that I've been seeing all camp. He's had a heck of a camp, and then he went out in the game and did that. Just the feeling of he needs game reps, and he's going to get them.
Another NFL news out of Washington Commanders camp. Wideout Terry McLaurin, who reported to camp Sunday after holding out the first 4 days of camp, still has not practiced, has reportedly requested a trade. This according to sources telling ESPN's Adam Schefter. Two sides are still at odds about a contract extension. The two sources have told Schefter that the Commanders won't trade McLaurin, who has a year left on a 3-year, $68 million extension signed in 2022. On the baseball diamond, Eugenio Suarez in the lineup for the Seattle Mariners since being acquired on Wednesday, but it was another Mariners slugger continuing to make history. 2-0 Mariners in the 5th as they took on the Rangers' Cal Raleigh at the plate.
Here's the pitch to Cal, swinging a high drive deep to right field. Garcia going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. More history for Cal Raleigh. His 42nd home run of the year. He has now hit more home runs by a switch-hitting catcher in Major League history.
Mariners shut out the Rangers 6-0. Raleigh's now tied for third most by a player hitting home runs for the month of August. Major League history only trails Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire in 1998.
Your summer might be winding down, but there's still plenty of warm weather on the way. And at Macy's, it's the perfect time to shop late summer deals like cotton dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and more that you can wear now and layer up later for $150 and under. Plus, new Levi's are here, like trending cinch waist jeans for 30% off. So come into Macy's and walk out with late summer deals too good to miss. Ending Sunday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
O'Reilly. Stay cool this summer with AC Pro Refrigerant at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get a $15 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select AC Pro Refrigerant products that include a hose and gauge. If your vehicle's AC is blowing hot air, beat the heat with AC Pro. Visit your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or shop online at O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
For all your propane and propane delivery needs, contact Hoover's in Greenleaf. Call 747-2201. Propane is safe, propane is clean burning, and propane is economical. Hoover's in Greenleaf offers prompt delivery and excellent customer service. Give Hoover's in Greenleaf a call today, 747-2201. That's Hoover's in Greenleaf.
From ABC News, Wall Street Now. Even Apple's analyst busting $94 billion in second quarter revenue couldn't save the broader stock market from losses Thursday. After peaking above 45,000 last week, the Dow lost 330 points yesterday and is barely above 44,000. The S&P gave up 0.4%. The Nasdaq closed off a fraction. In a push to get countries to the negotiating table, President Trump has introduced new tariff rates for dozens of countries, including a 35% hike for many goods from Canada, 50% from Brazil. Mexico has been given a 90-day extension. The Labor Department releases its July jobs report today. It is expected to show a slowing employment market and a slight rise in joblessness. Miller Lite is celebrating its 50th anniversary by offering 50,000 free beers at 450 bars across the country today. One free can per person. The bar locations can be found at the Miller Lite website. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Ag News from the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm James Guerin. The latest cattle inventory report is out, offering a mid-year snapshot of the U.S. herd. Larry Steckline of the Steckline Report breaks down the numbers, including total cattle and calf counts and what they mean for the market going forward.
USDA put out the cattle inventory report about the same time as they did the cattle on feed, trying to really dig into this inventory report to find out where we're going with total numbers of cattle. When we stand by and see cattle selling at the stocker and feeder auctions at the highest price we've ever seen in our life, nobody ever thought we'd get to these particular prices. Well, we got to increase numbers. Are we doing it? Well, let me talk just a little bit about the cattle inventory report that USDA says we have. Cattle and calves on feed was pretty much in line with the trade guess. Numbers of cattle put on feed were less than everybody thought, and so that makes a bullish report there. Calf crop is down 1%, they say, this year. That's an interesting number when you're looking at a total supply that's way down from what it normally is. So cattle and calves in the United States totaled about 94.2 million head, down 1% below a year ago. Well, actually, it's 1% less than 2 years ago, because a year ago, for some reason, we didn't have a cattle inventory report or a cattle on feed report. So everything that we compare today and that cattle on feed report that I talked about on my last report was all compared to 2 years ago. So keep that in mind. And we'll look at calf crop down 1%, viewed bullish by everybody in the business. It looks like heifers 500 pounds and over were down 300,000 head. Over the heifers that were for beef cows were down 100,000. Those are the key figures that we looked at, along with the calf crop, which is down. We see nothing that's going to turn this cattle market around real quick.
Like everything around us, agriculture and rural living is changing. Kansas Farm Bureau's Farm Weekend brings you the stories, the voices, and the passion of farm families living and adapting to these changes. Farm Weekend on KNDY, Farm and Home Information Radio, a service of the Marshall County Farm Bureau Association.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Madeline Drake. With county fair season upon us, a common 4-H project youth participate in is shooting sports. Kansas 4-H state shooting sports specialist Chandra Plate explains the different opportunities within the project.
We have 10 4-H projects in Kansas for 4-H shooting sports, and on a nationwide basis, we also have 10 4-H projects. So the 10 4-H projects that we have are archery, and in archery in Kansas, we do both compound archery and recurve archery. And then we have air pistol, air rifle, BB gun, hunting skills, muzzleloader, pistol, rifle, shotgun, Western Heritage, and those are our 10 4-H projects. For pistol and rifle, those are both small bore pistol and small bore rifle.
Plate discusses the training process for volunteers who want to work with youth in shooting sports.
So our volunteers are super trained. The volunteers come to a training for an entire weekend. We start, generally, most of the time, we start at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning. Sometimes we start on Friday evening, depending on the discipline and what's involved. But we start at 8 o'clock on Friday or Saturday morning, and we normally end about 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock on Saturday night. And then we go again on Sunday from 8 till 4. And there is training not only on the particular discipline you're coming in, because you can only train in one discipline. So you have to pick, like, I'm doing archery, or I'm doing hunting skills, or I'm doing muzzleloader. So these people put in a lot of hours before they even ever get to see a youth. But the main important thing, number one, is always safety with us. Number two is always youth development. And so we want to train them, and we do train them in youth development. So they get quite a few hours of youth development training.
She describes how to get involved in this 4-H youth project.
Not every county in Kansas has 4-H shooting sports. So if you're interested, you'll need to contact your local extension office and find out who does have, or if they do have 4-H shooting sports. And if they don't, you can inquire of the counties around you as well to see if they do as well.
That was Kansas 4-H State Shooting Sports Specialist Chandra Plate with the opportunities in the 4-H Shooting Sports Project. For more information, visit www.kansas4-h.org. I'm Madeline Drake, and this has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.
A thunderclap always follows a lightning flash, or does it? We'll examine whether you can have one without the other on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmer-rancher to learn more.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Friday, August 1st, the 213th day of the year. Moby Dick author Herman Melville was born on this day, and moviegoers flocked to the opening of American Graffiti on this night in 1973. Summertime thunderstorms are fascinating to behold and recently prompted an intriguing question: is it possible to have thunder without lightning or vice versa? The short answer is no. The flash and boom are created virtually at the same time as superheated air expands to create a sonic boom. That said, it's certainly possible to experience one without the other. The misnomer heat lightning is one example. Once thought to be caused by hot, muggy conditions, we now know it's simply lightning viewed from a great distance after the sound is dissipated. That is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more at almanac.com.
It's 7:30 from KNDY, sunny and 60 degrees. Pleasant weather continues with highs near 80 today, tomorrow, and again Sunday into Monday.
Hop in, let's go to Honeyman Ford in Seneca, the best place to be.
For top-notch service for your vehicle, look no further than Honeyman Auto Sales and Service right here in Marysville. Expert care and maintenance with fast turnaround time to ensure your vehicle runs smoothly and safely. Don't compromise on quality and get back on the road today. This is Ty Lumley with Honeyman Auto Sales and Service. You can find us on Facebook or stop by East Highway 36 in Marysville.
Have you driven a Honeyman Ford lately?
Are you looking for a new career? Come join the team at Landall Company in Marysville, now hiring for production positions, welders, painters, and assembly, as well as an administrative invoicing position. Competitive wages, $2 per hour shift differential, 4% attendance bonus, and exceptional benefits, include incentive bonus, paid time off, all-inclusive medical insurance, and more. Apply online at landall.com or phone 785-562-5381. EEO Vets and Disability, welcome.
Kansas Mid-America Network Sports. I'm Andy Hoosier. Major League Baseball back in action for the Kansas City Royals today as they have an evening first pitch at 6:07 p.m. as they're on the road taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. They had a day off yesterday after their 3-game series against the Atlanta Braves at home at Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals ended up going 2-3 for the series, winning games number 2 with a 9-6 win and game number 3 with a shutout 1-0. Kansas City has been working their way up with the ongoing battle for that number 2 slot in the American League Central. Now in that number 2 slot at a 54-55 overall record, just 2 games ahead of the Cleveland Guardians. The Tigers right now are still in that number 1 slot for the American League Central at 64-46. This weekend series with the Blue Jays is a 3-game series going through Sunday before heading up to Boston on Monday for another 3 games against the Red Sox. Next weekend, it's heading out to Minnesota taking on the Twins. Kansas Mid-America Network Sports, I'm Andy Hoosier.
It's almost time once again for the return of Twin Valley League sports, which means the return of TVL Spotlight. Hey, it's Jeff Wirtz. Myself, alongside news Spotlight correspondent Austin Metz, will be bringing you the latest scores, stats, and stories from the Twin Valley League daily on TVLSpotlight.com. Tune in to the TVL Spotlight, your source for all things Twin Valley League sports.
KNDY.